When you're staring at a wall of home gym equipment, the first thought is usually, do I really need all this, or am I just throwing money at a space saver that won't actually help me get stronger? That hesitation is real, especially when you've seen half a dozen videos of people cramming flimsy racks into tiny apartments, only to discover a wobble that turns a decent workout into a safety hazard. If you're trying to decide whether a full-size Smith machine really belongs in your garage or basement, you want to know if the investment will actually hold up under the kind of routine you plan to run, not just look good on a showroom floor. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. This is exactly the kind of question I'm trying to answer today. Is the RitFit Buffalo Smith machine the kind of piece that earns its price tag for the everyday lifter, or is it another piece of equipment that will end up collecting dust? First off, let's talk about the core of what a Smith machine does. It's essentially a barbell that moves along fixed rails, giving you a guided path for exercises like squats, bench presses, and shoulder presses. For many, that guidance means confidence, especially if you're training alone and can't rely on a spotter. The Buffalo model adds a steel weight stack, a multi-grip pull-up bar, and a leg press attachment, turning a simple rail system into a fairly complete home gym station. What matters most is how those components behave when you actually load the machine, swap between movements, and try to keep your workout area tidy. If you're a regular gym-goer who already knows how to deadlift, squat, and bench press with free weights, you might wonder if the guided path is actually a benefit or a limitation. In my experience, the guided bar is most valuable for people who are still perfecting form or who lack a consistent training partner. The Buffalo's premium aluminum cable system, combined with its industrial-grade 2-inch 3-steel frame, feels solid the first time you lift it. When you add the 50-pound weight stack, the pin insertion mechanism is smooth enough that you can change the load in a matter of seconds. No need to wrestle with plates or worry about mismatched plates on a barbell. That quick adjustability is a genuine time saver if you're rotating through supersets or circuit-style training in a limited window. Now, let's get into the real-world setup. The machine measures roughly 8 feet wide and 5 feet deep, which is a sizable footprint for most garages, but the design includes a dual storage solution that tucks the weight stack and cable components neatly against the rear frame. In practice, this means you'll have a clear workout zone in the middle, with the weight stack sliding into a recessed panel when not in use. If you've ever tried to stash a bulky rack behind a door and found the door won't close, you'll appreciate that the Buffalo doesn't protrude beyond its own footprint. That said, you still need at least 8 feet of clear wall space to accommodate the full travel of the barbell, so if your basement has low ceilings or a low-hanging light fixture, you might need to adjust the height of the bar or forego certain movements altogether. One practical strength that often gets overlooked is the leg press attachment. Many home gym users focus on upper body lifts and end up neglecting their legs, simply because a dedicated leg press isn't part of the standard kit. The Buffalo includes a specialized leg press module that slides into the same rail system. What this translates to on the floor is the ability to perform 30+ pounds of leg work without having to buy a separate machine. For a parent who wants to combine a quick squat circuit with a leg press for glute activation, this integration cuts down on required equipment and keeps the workout flow tight. The only trade-off is that the leg press range of motion is limited by the rail length. It won't match the depth you'd get from a commercial leg press, but for most home users it's more than adequate. On the flip side, consider the downsides that only become clear after a few weeks of use. The first is the machine's reliance on the steel weight stack for resistance. While the stack is convenient, it caps the maximum load you can apply. The Buffalo stack tops out at roughly 250 pounds total, which is fine for most intermediate lifters but may be insufficient for seasoned powerlifters or anyone aiming to squat well beyond that threshold. The weight plates you'd typically add to a barbell simply aren't an option here, so if you plan to push past the stack ceiling, you'll outgrow the machine faster than you might expect. Another hidden factor is the rail width. The fixed rails are spaced to guide the bar, but the width can feel restrictive during certain movements. For example, when performing a wide grip bench press, the bar's path may feel cramped, forcing you to adjust your hand placement. If you're used to a free weight bench and like a bit of lateral freedom, that